The following podcast is a member of the Pokecasters Network. Pokecasters Network, supporting Pokemon content creators, their shows, and the community of Pokemon fans. To find out more, check out PokecastersNetwork.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook.
What's y'all's guess on the final no midsection episode time for last week? I've got through it.
Listen, I put my guess in last time. I'm not backing down.
I'm cheating. I'm gonna find out what the Raw was last week.
Hey, whoa, no. I didn't even look at the Zencaster time last time, and I threw out my number, and I'm sticking by it. Anirudh, play by the rules.
It's okay. Fine. I don't think it'll help.
I couldn't get it open in time. I think we went like 2 hours just because it was about a normal recording session. So, let's see. We got that down. I get the feeling this might be wrong, but allow me to delude myself. I get the feeling Daisy cuts more stuff than I do, just on a how they edit basis. So I'm gonna lock it in at 84 minutes.
Dang. 1 hour, 23 minutes.
Oh my god, are you serious?
You know I've been doing this for a long time. When I can get that on
even
point.
A bad guess.
No.
Otter just pulled that out of nowhere.
You can tell I've been doing this for a long time.
Price is Right rules, Muhammad, you'd win.
That is
Price
true.
is Right rules, I win, yes, but I don't think we're playing Price is Right rules.
I've been doing this editing thing for a while. I can see where they go with this. Hello everyone, welcome to Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes that Scratch is an overpowered move. I am your host, your PM, your DM, your GM, Anirudh himself, and with me here, watching that view counter go higher and higher.
It's me, Muhammad. I am totally raking in all the views and doing all the things and subscribe and like and rate and star and all the things and rethread and all that. And to my right is someone whose wallet is continuously like changing the order of the cards, and it becomes really hard to keep track of things sometimes. But you know what? It's an organized chaos.
Hi, it's me. I'm Daisy, and I play Rose. Is that what I say here? I don't know. But you would not be surprised how true that is.
I mean, isn't that the case for anyone with a wallet?
Either that or anybody with ADHD.
Let us know in the comment section below if your cards magically disappear and reappear in various different spots in your wallet. Until then, welcome to the show. I have no idea if that's going to be the question of the day if you're a Spotify listener, but if it is, let us know, I guess. I sometimes
hey, we
do
have
that.
Questions of the day?
Loosely. Those are options. By the way, because I'll throw this in here right now. These two are editing the episodes now because they graciously /bullied me into not having as much responsibility on the show than I normally do, which was, low key disrupting the flow of things just a little bit, just to random months at a time where episodes didn't show up, just a little. Anyway, so if you guys have questions,
if you did it like episode 2, sorry, but I'm not Anirudh. I'm not good at these things.
They'll get used to it. So yeah, by the way, if you guys think of random questions of the days for your episodes, go for it. Or there's written option and there's multiple choice option. I don't do this all the time. I do it occasionally if something pops up or if we like explicitly say it in the episode. So for example,
question of the day: who's your favorite recruit? Kyle, or Kyle?
Yeah, I'll spell all of them differently, and none of them will be correct. It'll be like Hawkeye, except for recruits.
I was about to bring up the example of Hawkeye, and I was like, it's a little late. If we ever go back to Hawkeye, that's going to be the question of the day.
Oh boy.
But not how do you correctly spell Hawkeye? It's how do you spell Hawkeye? Because there is no correct answer.
That is correct.
Yeah. It's just whoever enters the town gets to choose how they spell it.
Latest person that enters in gets to rename it. You just see like the welcome to Hawkeye thing just being scratched out constantly.
I haven't looked at the wiki, but I'm fairly certain the wiki has at least 4 different spellings of Hawkeye.
Well, Hawkeye isn't on the map. Hawkeye is in your heart.
That's both true and false, because I think Hawkeye might be on the map.
Maybe mildly concerning.
Is it on the map?
Oh, I can't Google the not a scratch
it ought to
wiki.
be
I
on the
need to go to the Discord and find the link.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, it's on the map.
What? We're not in the top SEO.
Blasphemous. Yo, shout out the wiki people, by the way. The people that have been working on that, because it was something I wanted to do for a while, and the community doing it. You know what? Just random shout out to all of you that are listening to this. I know it's early August. Does that sound right?
That is, I don't know.
This is 4, right?
This is 4.
I think it's the end of July.
And it's August 1st.
Yo, shout out early August. Random Shirley early August shout out. Shout out to you that's listening to this, because for clarification's sake, the episode 1 just came out of the arc at the point that we're recording this, and I think it's the fastest growing arc, like quickest to reach random tiny milestones, because our show is very tiny milestones, fastest to reach those specific points, and so thank you, shout out to you, because it motivates us to keep doing this. Speaking of this, what happened last time? And for this, I'm gonna mute myself and just run away until you guys handle it. All right, bye.
I mean, we could just argue about it like we did last time.
Yeah, or I could also just hit.
Oh, I see. Well, what if I okay, I'm here on the podcast alone. They've both muted themselves. I guess it's up to me to tell you that everything that happened is that Rose was right, and that's all you need to know.
12 out of 10 recap. Fantastic. Let's start the episode.
Yeah, that's great. Basically, long story short, Kyle did some investigating without telling Rose. Why am I doing this? All right, why not? Kyle did some investigating without telling Rose, and telling Rose all the details. And then they sat and stared at each other in the caboose of a train for about 4 hours, I think. At which point, they each had their own little mini sequence with a character on the train. Kyle met up with Eli, this blue Cyndaquil that's studying evolution, and Rose met up with Team Rock and Rampage, who's doing their thing. With Rose basically leaves that with a bunch of question marks, and then they come back to their own cabin. At which point the episode ended with a cordial greeting, I think is the best way to describe it.
There was a conversation.
There were conversations in there.
We just built some dramatic irony. That's about it.
Long story short, the recruits are off to a smashing start. Cool. Anything that I forgot that?
I don't know. Unless you want to tell us everything.
Anirudh, you're the GM, PM, DM. If you forgot something, we're cooked.
Oh no, that's just how it's supposed to go.
I have not only forgotten a lot of things, I use the editing function that I previously had complete control over the past to remember things. So the fact that I'm not editing everything right now means there are going to be random gaps in my knowledge that appear roughly every 1 to 3 episodes. So you know how that goes.
As opposed to before, when it was random eureka moments of knowledge every 1 to 3 episodes.
Exactly. All those random things where it pretends like I was planning it the entire time, only for it to... all those random moments where it's like, oh, this random detail from back then, you remember it now? No, they're going to be isolated in episodes that I edit, so it'll be solely like, remember this detail from episodes 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, anyway.
This starts the ARG, pay attention.
Long story short, basically update the wiki because that's going to be my new method of figuring things out. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to the Not a Scratch community. Shout out to you listening. Shout out to the podcast player you're listening to this on. Shout out to Pokemon. We've been shouting them out all this time. Go play their games. All right, great. Let's dive on it. And the train crashes into the river, and that's how we'll start this episode. No, I'm kidding.
Who saw that coming?
So I don't remember if we established this or not, but if we didn't, we are, and if we did, then we are continuing that. Barring you guys having any ideas, you are going to appear in Vapur at roughly noon. The time right now is somewhere between 6 and noon, and I'm going to make this a smooth train ride to the end. Up to you if you want to not make it a smooth train ride.
if I remember anything, there was some sort of like train person who came into the caboose and was like, "Yeah, we're getting ready to get in soon." So
Yep.
I don't know how soon that is, but I don't know. Like, do you want us to just be there? Because I'm fine just doing that too.
Actually,
leave it
let's
up to
just
you if
sit
you
on
guys
the
wanna,
train
like,
for
leave
the rest
the
of this
cabin.
episode.
We've done that for multiple episodes already.
No,
We cannot- look,
no.
I
Like
love-
last
I love
time
the
we sat
mini
on the train and did things. No, this time we're just gonna sit on the train in real time for the entire episode. It's gonna
I
be the
hope you
longest
enjoy
episode
this
of not a
hour
scratch. And it's
rendition.
yeah, no, it's just gonna be silence. It's gonna be great. 3 hours of
No,
silence.
I was gonna say last episode I used some like tabletop audio thing for a train. It's like, I hope you enjoy this hour rendition of tabletop audio's train.
Yes. So it sounds like there's nothing. No cabin random like meetings with folks. This is your final opportunity to do so until they either show up in different points of the arc or disappear to the abyss.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I'm fine to just like get off the train at this point.
I want to go home. And by home, I mean that away. Cool. Kyle, anywhere you want to go talk to real quick? Last call.
Not particularly. I don't think.
All right. Then without further
Kyle
ado,
isn't much more of if I run into people, I run into people. If I don't run into people, I don't run into people. It's fine.
gotcha. All right. So if that's the case, then we are going to I'm gonna zoom over. I'm gonna update my page here, as it's, I believe this is right. It is Tuesday, August 16th, and it's about noon. You're in Vapor. Now, we've sort of implied this because the name is pretty standard. I'm not creative with my name generation thing. Vapor is special because it's basically one of the last cities you see before reaching this little like tri-state area. So it's on the river. It is a resort-like location for the Flama folks. Now, it's very next to Ave, it's very next to Fluvius. As such, because each of these states are kind of both, they're there, but they're almost isolated in their own way. So Flama is very fire-based, even with all the rivers. Fluvius is very water-based, even with all the nearby area of the Flama and the Ave. Ave is very snow-based. This is almost, it's not the closest city to the corner. There's actually a city that's basically sitting on all three of these. But Vapor is very much like the resort type of thing. Well, that's more of like a former strategic base that's been no longer needed because all the regions and states are cool with each other. This resort area, so you walk in, and the first thing I think of is the one Hoenn city where Flannery is. I can't remember what that city's name is.
Lava Ridge.
Lava Ridge, thank you. It's basically Lava Ridge in terms of style. Like the air is nice. There's a bunch of obviously bigger. There's like the spas and stuff like that, and the city is flowing with activity because a lot of people seem to be doing their summer vacations prior to school starting, which we're going by the U.S. system of school starting in late August. So this is last call for all those vacation people. As such, your train rolls in, opens up, and you see a crowd of folks, a lot of folks. That are either heading on the train going elsewhere, because I said that this is the final stop of the train, so they're going to head back up to Flama. You see a bunch of folks that are heading on other trains. You walk into a train station, there's a bunch of folks.
Wow, that seems like a lot of folks on this train station.
Sorry, I was half paying attention. We're just at the train station, and there are people.
Train station, there's a bunch of people, and
yeah,
sure enough, all the people on your train get off.
Yeah, we're like, even though this was a one-stop, non-stop train, we're actually just gonna sit on the train.
So you're gonna just head right back?
No,
We're
we never
going
left.
Oh, you're just gonna skip it. I will look.
We never left. We've been in don't tell me, Valkenburg this whole time.
We actually got on a model train.
All right.
All right. Now I mean, when we get there, I think Kyle, he grabs his bag, he heads to, the door of their little cabin, and he opens it, and he turns back, looks over his shoulder, and nods to be like, all right, let's go.
Right. Because in all actuality, we knew where we were going for our final destination. Like, this wasn't our final destination, right? Because we were going to the edge of the beach. So what did we have a plan on how we were getting there after the train? I forget what that was.
I think we're kind of figuring it out as we go, because I don't remember if Adam gave us directions or just said go to Vapor, you could get there from Vapor. I don't
Uh,
remember.
we discussed this. I forget if somebody properly told you to do this or if you just kind of vibed with this. But the idea was get to Vapor, get on a boat, go to the river to the ocean, and then just go around Fluvius
Yeah.
until you reach the edge,
Yeah.
which is an option. Alternatively, you could go through land.
No, I think
That's really.
I think we're getting on a boat because we mentioned like, oh yeah, like Rocket Rampagers are gonna be on the same boat that we are. So I think we just kind of head straight for whatever river port there is to, figure out the boat schedule.
I'm pretty sure
Um,
they were going somewhere else though. So
No, they were going somewhere else, like,
yeah.
but we're gonna be on the same boat heading to the coast, and then that's where we split.
That's where you split.
Oh, I remember what the plan was.
Would you like to share with the crowd?
Is there like a police station of some sort?
In here, I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah. No. We're dropping a little tip at the police station before we leave. That's what we're doing.
Gotcha.
All right, you're free to
And-
do that.
and-
Rose is
and-
gonna
and-
go get boat tickets.
Kyle mentioned this to Rose last episode too. I know that for a fact.
As the person
That's
who
true.
just
That's
edited
part
that
of the
episode, Kyle said, "I don't know, maybe I could like drop a tip or something. I guess."
Exactly.
For Kyle, that's full confidence right there.
Yeah. Kyle said something to the effect of like, yeah, I mean, they're kind of heading in the opposite direction. We got bigger fish to fry, so we'll just like drop a tip or something and let them deal with it.
Rose could care less. They can go do whatever they want if it's not important to right now. So,
Fair enough.
If Kyle's gonna go to the police station, she's just gonna go get the tickets for the boat. Say,
Okay.
all right. If you don't want company, that's fine. But
I think
Sorry.
Kyle, like, he looks at like a signpost that like has like, I imagine like it's a touristy town, right? So I'm imagining like a Disneyland vibe with like all the signposts that with all the signs pointing to all the major buildings in all the different directions. You know the ones.
Oh sure, yeah. They got
Yeah.
they got as soon as you leave the train station, you see one that's like 30 feet high. That's like police station this way, restaurant this way, this is this way, this is this way. You gotta like crane your head
Yeah.
up just to see the top ones.
No, exactly. Kyle looks up at the signpost and then just kind of points at police station and looks at Rose.
all right, Rose gives you like a thumbs up and is just like, all right, I'm gonna go get the tickets for the boat because she's very much in the mindset that she's gonna try to do the most she can for the task at hand.
Kyle, I think, like, is surprised for like a half second, but then just kind of gives a nod and a wave.
Cool. Rose, are you gonna pay for both tickets, or are we taking it out of each of your accounts?
I might as well. I don't particularly care whether I pay for it all or not.
Woo! Free boat ride! Yeah!
So as I do the proper calculations here, so we'll handle Rose because Rose is pretty quick. You're gonna be traveling 43 units, which will take a little over 2 days to go through this entire boat ride to reach the location of this. So that you're gonna head down the river to a port city called Steamport, and then from there you'll take another boat that travels around the edge of the region, because this is like a river boat that requires Steamport's going to go like ocean, so it's a bigger boat effectively. So it's 43 units, it's 6 poke a unit of distance, that's 258. You're buying 2 tickets, so that'll be 516 poke.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. Good news, you don't have to pay for mana fee
Why-
because mana fee's a stove.
Why is this boat so expensive?
It's a
Boat
vacation
travel
town.
is, well, it's a combination of things. One, boat travel in general is basically the only way, unless you're a water type, that you can travel on water. So, economy being what economy is, they kind of can pick the prices of whatever.
Also, have you ever been to Disney?
Also, that yes, this is
I
a
mean,
resort town, so
I'm aware. I know how these things work. I'm just. Kyle has all of 750 poke, so.
that
I
is true.
share
You need to
your
do a real
sentiment.
job. Anyway, so it's 516, I said. So you can take that out of your poke
Yeah.
rows.
Yeah,
In
it's nothing.
exchange, you got 2 tickets. Hand them to you. They'll leave. I'm gonna say there are a lot of boats, so you can kind of leave whenever you feel like it. So that you can go. I'm gonna say they there's a. It's 12 right now. I'm gonna say there's a boat that leaves every 3 hours. So you could leave right now. You can leave in 3 hours. You can leave in 6, etc.
I just leave without Kyle.
You buy 2 tickets and then leave without Kyle.
No. No, I would not do
I will
that.
remind you of
leave
this.
one of the paid tickets
No.
at the counter and just be like, yeah, there's a Trico that's gonna come by.
Will call.
I will remind you of this because it's a new day and it's been enough time. You tried to call Adam in the train on early this morning. It's been enough time. If you want to try again, I will let you.
Yeah, mine as well. Why not?
Okay. So go ahead and do that.
What do I? Okay, do I do it?
Oh, I'm sorry. You roll Arcana, which is smart.
Okay.
And for your thing, it's a straight roll.
Okay. So that's 18 plus 1, 19.
Bring. Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, Rose. Hello.
Is this how this works? Hello?
Yeah, effectively, yeah. This is how it works. How can I help? How was the first weekish? How's that been for you?
Has it been a week? Has it been like
It's been
3
like
days?
2 days. Yeah.
It's been like 3. Oh, it's been like 3 days. Yeah, so maybe not. How's the first half week treated you?
I'm just like, are you okay? Because it's been like 3 days.
It's been a long 3 days.
I get that. I just wanted to ask some questions.
Sure. We're resting right now. And you can sort of hear like vaguely. It's almost like he's talking in the distance. So he's speaking with his mind in effect, but you can sort of hear what he's saying as he sort of implies like, "Is a Sandora? Can you handle that? Yeah. All right. Sweet. Thanks. Happy to talk.
He's
What's up?"
he's put you on mental speakerphone.
What? Have you had any issues with Kyle before?
Issues with Kyle. That flew off the screen. Where'd my dice go? Okay, so I lost my d20. That's great. Nope, here it is. Issues with Kyle. What kind of issues are you talking? Like,
Well, he's being very stubborn, I guess is the word. I'm not sure. I'm concerned. I don't know how much this whole save the world versus evil people blends in, so I don't know if I should be worried that he's been corrupted. But do you know anything that something on the train happened?
okay.
And like I proceed to explain from what Rose knows, Kyle had a dream experience.
Oh, the
where
dream
he-
thing happens all the time. I think Adam interrupts you here, and it's like, dream thing happens all the time. We can't really explain. I mean, I don't want to assume things about your dream life, but I'm assuming you've had weird dreams where random. I mean, the mountain thing you explained earlier, that's sort of in that vein of things, of where we as recruits, unsure why, we get premonitions of the past, the future, weird things that are happening. It's almost like a sixth sense, in a way, of what's going on. So that's not surprising, at least.
Well, can we
Continue.
confirm that dreams that we have that show us real life are actually happening?
Yes, there's an easy way to confirm that. Though it's hard for somebody else to view somebody else. If you're in a dream, let's talk about this. If you're in a dream and you can do things you're not able to do. So for example, you, Rose, as Nardino, if you flew, that would be a dream, and therefore anything that happens there shouldn't be taken as fact. If you're able to do exactly what you're normally able to do, so in your case you cannot fly, even if you willed it into existence, that would be more of a premonition, and so you can take what that's happening as fact. Unfortunately, I don't personally know any methods of being able to view somebody else's dream and test it out, but that at least goes for your own dream. So, and I think Kyle is aware of this as well, so he's probably done similar tests to make sure that what he's seeing is fact. Or maybe at this point, because all of us, especially the more time you're with us, the more experiences you have. He at this point is probably just an innate sense. He can sort of feel, because of how many he's had in the past. This feels realistic. This doesn't. So I wouldn't. If he says it's real, I would assume it's real at this point.
Okay, that makes this a little more concerning then.
Oh, okay.
Kyle seems to be withholding information that is relevant to the recruits of the Lost, as far as I can tell. He says he saw somebody on a train who he says was not supposed to be there. I don't know what that means. He did not tell me. He drugged me to the end of the train where this person was supposed to be. And when I asked what it was about, he would not tell me. Just that he thought we were in danger. He claimed that it was related to Recruit's business in some sense. And
I
just kept saying that it would be safer if people didn't know. I'm worried that whoever these bad people are may be influencing him.
Interesting. I personally hesitate to go that far.
Then I don't know what else it could be. Because I can't see a reason that something related to the recruits would keep me safer if I didn't know about it. Has he talked to you about this at all?
He has not. Though I'll be honest with you, there are some things that I know that I haven't shared with the other recruits as well. For a variety of reasons. Some of them are avenues and lanes that I can't prove deal with recruit stuff. It could be just weird circumstances, and there are people involved in those issues that aren't involved with recruit stuff that I would be damaging, I say, if revealing this to other people. There's some things that it's just vibes that give me this, and so I can't go off of that. And there are some things that would disrupt our activities if I told you that what was going on, for one reason or another. So keeping
right, but if you brought me to
information,
something, if you said there's a thing
will say,
you need
yes,
to deal with, and you brought me to something, and then said you wouldn't tell me what it was,
I agree that it's odd, but Kyle is someone that, at least from my experiences, works best by doing. So they're certainly more calculated than some of the other members of the recruits, but even so, I think he's best in action. The downside with that, of course, is that when he's in that action mode, he's constantly thinking about the next thing to do and the next thing to do, and then only after a time of calm is when he's able to reflect back and process and analyze and put the dots together. I think, genuinely speaking, he probably instantly thought, this could be a deal, let's bring you in. And then once you reach that point of where the information wasn't there, whatever that was, is when Kyle sort of reflected back and thought, well, is this actually something? Is this a thread that I need to go down? I think Kyle's going through that same thing right now. Is this... Because there's a decent chance that whatever that is genuinely doesn't matter. And so as a result, it'd be disrupting... Kyle is very mission first, and so as a result, if it has nothing to do with the mission, he'll just put it in the back of his mind and continue with the task at hand of collecting the items, finding the recruits, saving the world. So I know you're going through this as well, just being his partner right now, but I think Kyle is also going through the same thing in his head of whether or not this matters to him. That's just my thoughts, at least, from somebody that has been in both your place and Kyle's place. That's at least my perception. He's also 10. The world is still very black and white at times for children. So I would suggest gain as much information as you can, not necessarily about this, but about stuff he's willing to share. And in time, either due to reality or Kyle himself getting used to you, that's another thing as well. You're brand new. Too much information from Kyle's perspective might overwhelm you. Again, part of the reason why I haven't shared things with everybody is because if I share certain secrets with certain people, then that might overwhelm them and completely change their judgment, their style, their philosophy. So I would recommend keep this in your mind, because if it is a problem, you're going to need to know about it. But I would spend more time getting to know Kyle and letting him get to know you to the point where information is shared freely with you. If this is still an issue a week or two from now, or if this is an issue, maybe not a week or two, maybe a little bit longer time, but once, if this is still an issue, even when you have a good working rapport with each other, then it might be more concerning, especially if that detail continues to be hinted at as something very, very important. But for now, just build the relationship. Make sure that you two can work together, battle together, discuss, analyze, investigate together. And Kyle will warm up to you. He's warmed up to the others in the past, and even despite initial ambivalence and stuff. So that's my philosophy. Again, feel free to do with it as you wish, and if you want, of course, we can adjust the party membership, and styles. But I would go that way. That's my personal philosophy.
I would be less concerned if he told me that it didn't have to do with recruits things. He was not able to do that, so I just wanted to let you know.
Sure.
To be on the lookout, because I don't think that what he says is true. I think there is something happening, and that all of us are in danger for it.
We're in danger constantly, Rose. That's the downside of this particular task.
Right. So be on the lookout. Because...
Of course. I will say this, though. If it's bad guy thingy-de-think, using the technical term here, perfect sign, because one of our other members had this happen to them, where they were influenced/corrupted by the bad guys. You'll see a yellow ring on their forehead that they won't be able to take off. So...
That's mildly convenient.
It's very... if you're a member of... We've colloquially called them the Ring. If you're a member of the Ring, they're able to turn it off and on because they've willingly chosen to go that way. If you're mind controlled, I guess, then the ring can't be switched off. So
then I
doubt
should keep
Kyle
an eye on Kyle.
You should do what you think is best. I would, if I were in your shoes, I would have not an eye on Kyle, but like a quarter eye or an eighth of an eye, just like slight eyebrow raise, but nothing too big. And again, he might be still analyzing and determining whether or not it's recruit stuff. Kyle tends to, if he doesn't have the right answer, at least from my experiences working with him, I'm the same way. If I don't have the right answer, I'm not going to tell you the wrong thing. Does that make sense? Up to you.
You might want to analyze that a bit. Information is helpful.
Information is dangerous at times. From my experiences, sharing information is good, unless the information can damage results. And at times, results are important. Again,
Rose basically just told Adam, you might want to work on your communication, because open communication will get you to answers better.
Answers sometimes are dangerous, though.
You told me we're always in danger.
Very good point. It's a stylistic difference of all of us. At the end of the day, we Pokemon are of different experiences, of different levels of life and styles, techniques. As long as we're able to proceed forward, building a better community, that's the important point. Again, up to us.
Just keep a lookout.
Of course, I will. I appreciate you sharing this with me. Anything else you want to discuss?
Oh, I wasn't sure how to hang up. Do I just stop talking?
Just a picture of picture a phone which doesn't exist. Press the dial tone. Say the word dial. I don't know. Usually, I just kind of cut it off on my end. But if you wanted to cut it off on you know what? Rose, until next time.
Hello?
I love how within the span of 72 hours, Rose has gone from, I have no idea what's happening, to, you guys need to rethink how you run your entire operation.
Oh, it's not that. It has nothing to do with how it's run. It's simply communication.
Is that not part of running operations?
In a sense, but, like, that's a personal thing. Also, from somebody who has had a job.
Yeah, that's true.
This happens very, very early on.
Cool.
Because everybody
phone
needs
call?
to revamp their operation.
That's why consulting exists. And on that note, let's go find a consultant for the recruits of the Lost. That's what we need. Anyway, so phone call happened. There you go. Some information. I don't know if it helped. I don't know if it hurt. Adam gave you their perspective on things. Yeah.
I don't know. I think Adam needs to work on communication styles too.
Maybe. Though I will say, not to go into Adam's backstory a lot, but Adam has been through some stuff in the past. It's sort of implied that way. So a lot of it is, this is how I've been brought up, and it has not stirred me wrong yet.
That's fair.
So it's hard to change when everything's working. But
I also love
Again,
how Rose
doesn't-
went to
doesn't make
Adam
it right.
to complain about how Kyle does things, only to find out Adam does things the exact same way.
Well, basically, what
Adam-
Rose got out of that conversation is, okay, it makes sense. Kyle's a 10-year-old, and this is who he's been talking to.
yeah, it's a combination of factors there. Plus, Adam, I think, is better. I'm forcing this because it makes sense. Adam is better at knowing when to share information, and is willing to share things with caveats, while Kyle is more of, if this is right, I'll tell you it's right. If I don't know if it's right, I'm not saying squat. And
Yep.
there we go. Then I'm always right, and which is
I
true.
mean, Adam
because
thinks
you don't say a word.
that. Adam thinks
Well,
that he's better at it.
I as me am saying that that's what I think Kyle is perspective. Adam is
Right,
better
right.
at being like, hey, this might not be right, but let me tell you what I know. But even then, there are certain things that are like, if I tell you this, you will not do things the way that is best for society. Is sort of the vibe. Anyway, that's an enjoyable self-psyche into various main characters. Is there anything else you want to do before heading to the boat, Rose?
I mean, I'll just be waiting for Kyle.
Cool.
But it is interesting to get this view of Adam, because so far it feels like everything that we've seen from him is just like, I know everything and I am right. Not that he is also just a person who exists in the world and can make judgments that may be helpful but doesn't make it exactly right.
Yeah, sometimes.
I feel like in Arc 5, Adam had some of those moments of just like, I really don't know. Who turns to people around him. What do y'all think? What's going on?
Yeah, Adam is an interesting character.
It's a good example of how some people who are in charge in our world think they know things.
Maybe. I will say this though: you did talk to Adam about this. Had you called somebody else, they're probably on your side. Like I can think of, like to me, Pearl the Amphros is on your side of things when it comes to like sharing things. It's like, no, if you have something, say it right now. Say it. It's cool. It's great. We'll share information. Everybody's on the same playing field. Like.
Right. I hesitate to call it sides because
It's perspectives, not sides, but
because Rose
he's
is
more
not
in
against
alignment.
Kyle.
It's more of alignments, I guess, when it comes to or perspective on sharing information. Stuff like that. But there's also the fact I think also what's, at least from Kyle's perspective, I don't know if this impacts Adam too much. From Kyle's perspective, this is a secret organization, so secrets aren't surprising. You're not going around being like, recruits of the lost here, legendaries are real, put up signs and stuff like that. It's not on that side. But,
Right.
I'm going down tangents here. Rose, train ticket, conversation with Adam. All's well. All is happened there. Let's jump over to Kyle now. Kyle, you're going to an officer? Hello, this is Anirudh, the GM DM of Not a Scratch, and thank you for listening to this episode. As always, episodes come out weekly, so be sure to follow, subscribe, and do all those important things to do when supporting a podcast. You know how it is. If you've enjoyed the episode and want to support us in any way, shape, or form that you can, the best way, the easiest way, the simplest way to do so is to share us with your friends. Share us with your family. Share us with the person that bought you gum the other day. Anybody that you think could be interested in this type of show. Also, leave us a review on your podcasting platform. Truly, the reviews do help not only algorithmically, but also lets us know how we can improve the show even more. You can follow us on all the socials all over the place wherever we are available, either under the Not a Scratch name or the Aduran Region name, which is promoting Not a Scratch stuff as well. Or you could join our Discord, where we've got a bunch of amazing people that have joined and honestly might be the easiest place to directly reach out to us. You could email us at notascratchcast@gmail.com or check out our website, www.notascratchcast.com, both of which provide you access to us, the episodes themselves, and all that fun stuff that we recommend checking out. We've got an art page, a merch page, so I would really appreciate it if you checked it out. There's also an interesting new thing that's going to be added to the website potentially soon, so you'll just have to wait and see what exactly that is. By the way, in relation to that, website, merch, all that stuff update over time, so stay tuned. We want to thank Glitch X City for the songs Kirby's Dream Land, the Lo-Fi remix, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Cascarafa City Lo-Fi remix, and the Legend of Zelda Mifa remix. Mifa's a character. I thought I was going to get confused over Cascarafa, which I've been trying to pronounce back here over and over again, and it turned out it's Mifa that messes me up. Oh well. We also want to thank Tabletop Audio for the songs Strangers on a Train, Solemn Vow, Investigator's Office, and Diamond and Pearl Cyrus Battle Remix. We also want to shout out our patrons. We at Not a Scratch have a Patreon where you can get amazing benefits regarding the show and its future, including early access to episodes, special behind-the-scenes looks at what goes into the games, and more. You'll also be recognized during the show. That's right here. Thank you to all of our Patreon members: Ginny, Ursa93, Eli, Pure Glaceon, Damon Liger, Simon Pelawakeen, Fennec, Evelyn C, Journeyman Negative, Robert O, Arming Sword and Buckler, and Blue Irawir. For more information, check out the links in the episode description or contact us on Discord or socials. If you're interested in having a promo on the show for your podcast, we would love to help. All you have to do is contact us over email or socials or anything like that, and we'd be happy to discuss more. For this, though, we're just going to head straight into the episode.
Yeah, we're headed to the station itself, you know?
Gotcha. To the station you go. I'm going to say this is a relatively smaller station. Couple of folks here and there, just kind of walking to and fro. For variety's sake, I'm not gonna say they're all Growlithe. That's an old joke.
They're Hisui.
Shout out Arc 1 callbacks.
Hisui
Growlithe didn't exist when we first made this joke.
Yo,
This show's old.
Yeah. Anyway, for a couple Pokemon here. And I assume you go to the front desk, I guess?
Yeah. When we walk in, does this police station have like a poster up of like Outcast is most wanted? Is that like a thing that's like distributed around police stations in the Outcast region?
I would say that's probably a thing. I don't think they have a bulletin board up. I think it's more of just I think some bigger stations do. This one probably has like a file that's in the back office that any of the officers can see.
Okay. So I think Kyle, like, now, since he sees there's no poster, before he goes to the desk, he's gonna like very quickly do like just a quick little rough sketch of the suspects here, before taking it up to whoever's on desk duty, I guess.
Sure. Just for fun stuff, let's say it's a Sue and Growlithe, because why not? So they said there's someone there that's kind of just like scrolling through some papers, flipping through some papers, like, hello, how can I help you?
Hi. I was wondering if I could leave a tip here about a potential crime in progress.
You see the eyes raise and like look up at you, like, what? Huh? What'd you say?
Yeah, Kyle holds up the sketch of the Rocket Rampage crew.
Kyle is the magician thief. Hello, I'm about to steal some.
Hi, my name is Magician Thief. Let's see. Yeah, you see that because I have not seen Hisui and Growlithe before, so I'm literally looking at the image like, what do you look like? You see, like,
right, you haven't played PLA yet.
I have not played a lot. Where is this? You see their tail like light up, and the hair over their eyes like pops up as well, like so you can actually see their eyes. Like, what? And they look at the image. I think they recognize them. While not successful, Rocking Rampage is a well-known bad guy group at this point.
They either were just recently released from prison or just broke out of prison. So
yeah. So they look at it. This is very serious. Hey, the raver, just muttering like some sort of thing. muttering something about Rocket Rampage. You see a couple of other random Pokemon. I'm not gonna give them. Barring you
I
guys
love
from
how
that.
I love how this cop sounds like slightly more intelligible Scooby Doo.
Rocket Rampage.
If you need Pokemon, I have a list of ones that can just be shown up.
Just toss out. It doesn't really matter because I'm not keeping them in the list. But like, throw out some random Pokemon that pop out their heads from windows and random cubicles in the back.
Ursaluna.
Ursaluna, perfect. We're just going full Hisuian here.
Yeah.
What other Hisuian Pokemon would be cops? I mean, it's not like there are too many original Hisuian Pokemon.
Basculegion.
I feel like I get more cop vibes from like Cleavor than like Basculegion, you know?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Like Basculegion looks like it should be behind bars. To me.
Wow.
Maybe it's just a navy.
That's
Basculegion to me looks like
that's not police.
Basculegion looks like a commissioner level, like one of those like angry commissioners that is running the entire thing. It's like, okay, we're serious about what we're doing here. Oh, he literally looks like I'm gonna continue bringing it up because it's goated. He looks almost like one of the commissioners in Detective Conan, just flat out like scars on the face and everything. Anyway, that's my random Detective Conan moment there.
All right, those are
so you see a couple
three
of
other cops.
Anyway, you see a couple of folks out there like that. Oh, this is serious. Do you know where they're headed? The Growlithe, Hisuian Growlithe.
Is there a map somewhere in the police station?
Yeah, I would say there's
some
a map
mansion, right? Or did you actually know the location?
Yeah, we got the location.
Oh.
Yeah, because they had like the mansion like floor plans and everything, but then they also had like a map of how they're getting there.
Okay.
Did I tell you that location?
Yeah, you said it was on the coast, and you said it was like slightly opposite direction of where we were heading. Like it's a little, I don't know if I want to say north or east of like where the boat stops, and we're heading south.
Okay. I think because I didn't provide a specific location, this fits in with what I said in the past. I'm going to say from Steamport itself, it's a little bit north. So you guys are heading to the same location, and from there, you guys are going to head south while they head north to hit this mansion.
Yeah, no, that kind of lines up with kind of what you'd already told me. But yeah, I think Kyle is gonna. I don't know if the map is like on the desk or if it's like on the wall.
I think it's on the wall, probably.
Yeah, I think Kyle's gonna like walk over to the map and take a stick and just right there.
This isn't on the map per se because it's not big enough to be an actual like island. But I'm gonna just make up that if you were looking at the map, for anybody that is looking at the map, there are little like white dotted lines that are supposed to represent boat routes. We don't actually follow that. Off the coast of Steelport, there's this area where two white lines kind of converge into one. So you're pointing at that spot. That isn't actually a spot there, but I'm describing this for those of you that are looking at the map, which is available in the description. For those of you looking for that. So you're pointing basically off the coast of Steelport. There's like a tiny white dot there. On the map that sort of implies like there's a rock there effectively, but you know that there's a mansion. They kind of look shrugged, like eyebrow raised. Are you saying Steelport or not Steelport? Sorry, Steamport.
Kyle shakes his head no, and is just like,
there's apparently some abandoned mansion over there that they were looking to do a job on.
They all like look confused and then turn to each other. Sorry, were you saying something, Daisy?
I was just gonna say, it's abandoned? Why we care about an abandoned mansion?
They kind of you hear like at this point I'm gonna say a couple of those Pokemon pop out and they start muttering to themselves like, "What? I don't understand. What is it? Kid, are you sure about this?"
Kyle gives a very firm nod and then pulls out his guild badge.
That's guild badge, but that's not possible.
Eyebrow raised.
I mean, first off, it's not even abandoned. Though we haven't seen the owner of the mansion in years and years and years. Second off, it's literally impossible to get there.
Kyle to this just kind of shrugs and says,
"Well, I overheard them on a train into town, going over their plan, and they said they think it's abandoned, and they have schematics up of like the security around the mansion and everything. So they clearly have a plan."
Fascinating. We should send one of our officers to go discuss it. And you see, like, everyone discussing. Nobody wants to volunteer because whatever's this mansion's about is apparently too scary for them to handle. It's like, you want to do it? No, I ain't doing it. You doing it? Nah, bro, I ain't doing it. And you hear them wondering, kid, we'll look into it. Totally. If you want to roll, if they're looking into it.
I feel like I'll indulge you, but I think Kyle knows what looking into it means. Would you say that's insight?
Yeah.
18 minus 1.
I was gonna go against mine. Mine is a 9 minus or plus, whatever. It doesn't matter. When they say they're looking into it, they have looked at the map. That is looking into it.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
I will proceed not to
useless.
discuss this any further.
They are
They have
useless.
decided. Executive authority. You know what? I really heard the spa today. Ooh, there's some bad guys there trying to steal some of that water. Let's go head there for the next, I don't know, week. See if it resolves itself.
Yeah, useless. All right. Kyle, I think, just kind of rolls his eyes and, walks out of the police station. There is one more stop along our way, and if they're not going to do anything about it, well, GG's, I guess.
Where are you headed?
To Steamport.
Oh, okay. So you're just gonna go to Steamport. Okay.
Yeah.
Before you leave, though, from one of the back. Actually, one moment. Man, websites these days.
Darn kids making the internet all internety and websitey and able to not search what you want. What?
Okay, cool. So from one of the back offices, you hear a voice. It seems like they weren't in the discussion as they pop out and they're like, "What's all this nonsense?" Looking out, and they look at you, and they recognize you, and you recognize them, because Officer North is here.
What? Excuse me?
In their robotic voice, "What's going on out?" Kyle Longgrass.
Kyle, wide eyes, give salute.
And you hear
Wait,
the other.
Hold on. Before we continue this, did we establish how this works in this time? How this went in this timeline?
You still did it. You were under trial. You self-lawyered yourself.
Right. Okay.
North was more willing to help you because he could quickly vibe that you weren't the guy, and sort of was like your second.
So it's an even like more buddy relationship that we'd established in Arc 2.
Yeah, because in the previous one, with Ralph there, Ralph was just chaotic enough that North was like, maybe he did it, and then eventually, after time, was like, nah, he couldn't have done it. In this one, since your style is very different than Ralph's, it's immediate like, this doesn't fit, and then was your liaison to talk to people, as opposed to you two being completely lawyer side of things, and Ralph just kind of sitting on himself.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. So yeah.
So slightly more buddy, still the same guy.
Wide-eyed, beaming salute.
Now remember, he was an officer then. All of these guys are referring to him as corporal.
Do police departments have corporal as a rank?
I looked it up. Corporal is sort of like, at least from the one random article I read, it goes officer, then it can go up in two different paths, either detective or corporal. Corporal, I think, is more like administrative-y.
Yeah.
Please don't
Going
take
along with the
anything I say
captain route.
Yeah. So they're referring to him as
there were
corporal.
police corporals. Huh.
Apparently there are. Anyway, they're referring to him as corporal. So apparently he got a promotion between then and now. And they
Shout out
Longgrass.
Shout out Corporal North.
Well, this is a surprise all the same. Hello. This is him fully excited, being being a robotic voice that he is.
Yeah. Kyle is just grinning ear to ear, just like.
Are you know this guy?
Kyle just kind of gives the Growlithe just a nod, just like, yeah. No, this we're good friends. That kind of nod.
Sir, he's talking about something happening in the blank mansion. Fascinating. The blank mansion, you say? Well, that's certainly surprising. Huh. Make an insight roll, I guess.
5 minus 1. It's been a while. Kyle can't read this, man.
You can tell, I think North has been training on it. Can't read him. He's a blank face. Well, he's only an eye, technically, but he's a blank face all the time. Fascinating. Well, looks like it's time for me to get on the road. I'll be going to the blank mansion. And everyone's like, what? No. Boss, we just got you. You're leaving immediately? Aw, crap, we gotta go find another officer, another guy to take the place. None of us want to take it. Everyone's like, oh, officer, what are you doing? Corporal, what are you doing? There are certainly some mysteries about the blank mansion ever since I moved here. I've decided to take it for myself. Kyle, for old time's sake, let's join up on this journey, at least as far as you're willing to go.
Kyle gives a look of just like, Kyle's like always like a wistful look of just like, well, I mean, I only stopped here because I'm heading in the opposite direction. Like I can head with you as far as Steamport, but I can't promise anything beyond that.
We can totally catch up. It'd be fun.
Let's totally hang out, man.
Let's hang out, dude. It's totally wicked.
What has it been? 5 years?
It's been, in reality, what has it been, like a month and a half?
Something like that.
Also, did North say they were gonna take the mansion? Like,
oh, take advantage. I think is sort of take advantage of the opportunity to.
I heard them say, "I'll take the mansion."
I'll take the lot. Let's do this. I'm taking it over.
I think I just heard that as like, taking the case,
I live here now.
Imagine he's like, guys, this is where I flip sides here. I'm just stealing the mansion. Let's do this.
And Kyle and Officer North never spoke a word to each other again. They just traveled in silence.
But anyway, so Officer Corporal North is going to join you for this mini adventure here, or at least getting on the boat. And I think without further, do you have anything else you want to do in the city? Because North is like, I'm gonna go buy my ticket and I'll be back. I'll be in there.
I
guys,
think Kyle,
you're in charge.
Kyle and North just walk to the boat, the docks together. Just like, yeah, all right, let's go.
I think North just points in he doesn't even look at the officers. He's just like, you're in charge. And then you just hear a loud exclaim of like, oh no! And as they walk on out. Whether that's because he picked the wrong guy. I think Magneton's are right.
Magneton and Magnemite are gendered. I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
I don't know about Magnezone. I believe
Magnezone is not.
Gender is also fake.
That's also true. But I like to stick with the ratios if possible. All right, so they, because they don't have a.
Oh no, they are genderless or gender unknown. Yeah. Huh.
So they decide, you know what? I'm joining you two. Points at a random person who knows whether they picked the right person or not because they're vibing all the same. And away they go. You can tell. I think while they have gone the corporal route, I'm not sure if they're quite fit for the administrative part of things.
Yeah, no.
At least not yet. Maybe they're not.
They just got too good for their own good,
Basically. And so I think flash forward a little bit later. For ease sake, we're going to say this is the noon one that you're going to take. So you showed up at 11 and did all this stuff in an hour or so. Rose, you're waiting by the boat, getting ready to head on out when you see Kyle and this Magnezone coming along.
Oh, okay. Hello. Did
Hello.
everything
Are
go
you?
up?
Oh, sorry. Hello.
Kyle, who's your friend? Hi, I'm Rose.
Hello, Corporal North, officer, jumping around cities.
Oh, did everything go all right in your little interaction thing?
I love how this is trying to guess, like, is Kyle under arrest?
Is there anything I should know?
Kyle, like, to answer the question, like, did everything go all right? Kyle just nods, and I'll just like, my old friend North here is gonna handle the case that we talked about on the train.
Oh, okay, cool. You seem to make a lot of friends, different places, different ways. It's pretty cool. I guess you traveled a lot more than I did growing up. Never mind.
Kyle
is like
Kyle
turning
just
away,
kind of
like,
shakes his
awkward.
head, like it's only been a couple months.
Since you stopped growing up.
Yes. Kyle did a lot of growing up in a week, and that's it.
Rose is like just
Yeah.
turning like awkward from that, being like, "Oh, I don't know. That was a weird thing to say."
Whatever you said apparently just went over North's head because they're like, yeah, no, totally, absolutely. It was an interesting time, and I think Kyle, like, North turns to you and is like, do I share the information? Are they guild members like you are? Because North knows that you are part of a guild.
Yeah.
North does not
Did
know.
Rose get a badge? Because like Rose was not a guild member before and like didn't do guild stuff. So like how does
I think
like,
we
what's my
established
cover?
that. Well, Kyle and Ralph had badges because their cover was they are guild members.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Your
I think,
cover,
all the recruits have badges, but Kyle's and Ralph's like give them like some cover as guild members.
Because like
I
I'm
don't know if-
technically a recruit, but I'm not like a guild recruit in the way.
Yeah,
Because
what do
I'm
you
not on the exchange program, I guess. Unless
I think we've sort of loosely established that any adult traveling with these guys are parent supervision type of vibes or guardian type things. So I assume we're doing a similar sort of thing of like, oh, this is Auntie Rose.
I mean,
just
I could tell the Rocket Rampage I was Kyle's like private tutor.
That is true. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's
But
the
I
that's
didn't
the
tell
number you
Kyle
gave. You
that.
gotta stick with that.
I didn't tell Kyle that, but maybe I would say that if Kyle's like struggling to say something, I'd hop in and be like, "Oh, I'm a traveling teacher, tutor, traveling with Kyle."
Interesting. Very cool. Glad this isn't your voice. Very cool. Glad to hear it. Exciting to discuss more with you. Am I able to share your story, Kyle? Because it was an entertaining one.
Kyle just nods and gestures to say, "Please go ahead."
So this was absolutely wild. I was on a boat, right? And this fella here got in trouble. He got framed for a crime. And just goes through the story. I'm not going to rehash it, but basically the entire boat arc of Arc 2. While you guys set off on a boat, headed towards Steamport.
Oh yeah, and I'm just like, "Here you go, Kyle. I got you a ticket."
Oh, yeah. That would be kind of important. Yeah, so you guys get on the boat as North has explained the story. He's using as much emotion as a robot can. Like, this was wild. It was amazing. Oh my gosh, you should have seen it. Just yelling out objection, like it was wild. And I think with that, as you guys set off on the boat, heading eastward, I don't know direction. Heading eastwards towards Steamport, you notice a lot of familiar faces, as a lot of folks on that train are also on this boat. And that's where we will end this episode. I did it for once.
Hint, hint. I wanted you to talk to these people on the train, so talk to them on the boat.
If you wanna, I don't know.
I'm just joking.
Who knows? But that's the end of this episode. We did it properly. It's dawned on me, not only have we not done battles, which is fairly common in this series, there are waves at a time where we don't do battles, we've not done many dice rolls in general. It's kind of just been, hey, here's some information. You guys are like, all right, here's a decision I made. Cool, here's some more information.
It's almost like we're going through a lot of exposition right now in terms of setting up the arc.
Very true. Usually, does
guess.
it normally take 4 episodes for us to get to that point? I mean,
No, because normally our 4th episode isn't cut off at the hour mark.
well, we used to be really good at keeping to this hour-y thing back in the early days. Granted, those early days also had random shopping episodes, but like,
Yeah, exactly. It was an hour of just shopping, and then we said we're tired of shopping, but we don't have time to do anything else this episode, so we're just gonna cut it off here.
that's a fair point. Cool. That's the end of the
what
episode.
episode
everyone.
was it?
Thanks.
Was it Arc 1 episode 3 or 5?
The shopping episode? I think that was later in the arc. We had a mini.
I feel like
shopping
it was really early, you know?
Well, we did the one shopping episode I think of is where Ralph went gambling, I think, and you went shopping. That happened later in the arc because that happened in Shady Grove.
I got to figure. Hold on.
Also, dice rolls
Anyway,
don't mean plot progression. I think we've gotten a lot of good stories, so...
That is true. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of good story. I'm just like staring at these dice, like I'm rolling stuff back here, but most of it doesn't end up doing anything.
As someone who has played many games that don't involve dice.
That's true. Yeah, this is sort of in that vein. Also, I don't know if this was part of the intro, but turns out you were right. We did not get to the point where I can introduce the thing that you guys rolled for at the beginning of the before we started the episode.
I told you this was gonna be the case. I don't know why.
The good news
I
is we found our opening.
I thought we could. In fact, theoretically speaking, if we went an extra 15 minutes, I could probably smush it in, but it wouldn't feel right. So, anyway, that's the end of the episode. Either of you guys have any last minute comments before we do the post game? Anyway, check out the post game series if you haven't already. It's available at the $5 tier on Patreon. That you get the after show where we discuss random things that come to our head. Also discuss the episode at hand. Released on Wednesdays at the end after we record a session. So recently it's been one episode. Check that out if you haven't already. That's our random plug for Patreon, which is probably also plugged in the midsection. Thank you so much for listening, watching, and supporting in any way, shape, or form that you do. I have been your PM, your DM, your GM, Anna himself.
I've been Mohammed playing Kyle.
And I've been Daisy playing Rose.
And tune in next week where I promise you will see another character that was introduced in the past.
Dun dun dun.
Well, my dear friend, I'd like to formally welcome you to the ring. Now, thank you for joining. I have a mission for you, in fact, your first mission. That mission, right now, I need you to head to the Blank Mansion.